This is Alaina with Technology is Broken, How to Fix IT in Your Business. Today we're out here in Garland talking to Bob Bruns. He's the owner of a company called eRecycler, a computer recycling company. Okay, Mr. Bruns, can you please tell me what you do at your company?
Well, we bring in old computers and printers, monitors, anything pretty much with a green board or wire in it for recovery, and put it back together for reuse in the case of some of these computers or printers, or find usable parts out of it to recycle through reuse. When that's not possible, we tear them down completely for plastics, metal, and circuit board recovery.
So what's the benefit to recycling old computers? Why recycle rather than just throw them out?
Well, there's items in them that are hazardous. There's batteries in them that'll leak out over the time into the groundwater. There's chemicals in the circuit boards that'll leach out. There's the space in landfills, the trucks required to smash them down in landfills, the people required to move them into the landfills. All this can be saved by just breaking them down and trying to reuse some of the parts or recover some of the resources in them to make new ones.
About how much of an average computer would you say is recyclable? How much can you typically reuse?
We recycle every part of the computer down to the screws, where every part that we take from the computer is sent for further processing somewhere else. I don't know what the total recovery rate is on it, but I know that every piece that comes out of here from plastic to screws goes to a different company for recycling. So I'd say 100%.
So when you break down the parts of the computer and they're in their individual pieces, who buys them from you?
Recycling companies. Companies that recover metals, precious metals from circuit boards, plastics for reuse, aluminum for reuse, copper for reuse, steel for reuse. We ship 5 tons, typically from 5,000 to 10,000 pounds of just the outer cases of computers a week.
We're here with Chris Barfield at eRecycler, and he is the Mac expert of all things recovered here. So could you please tell us a little bit about the Macs?
Well, the iMacs, these are all recovered from businesses, school districts, and they're things that people can reuse for children, for old people, they're not retail items, but they are things that have a long life still. So for just a little upgrading, all these things can be reused by people for not a whole bunch of money, and that's really important because a lot of people who buy used don't really have the budget to run right out to, the big store retailers.
Okay, how do the Mac computers that you guys break down here help to benefit schools?
Schools. First off, most schools do not have a place to store old technologies, and not even that, they don't have a place to store them correctly to where if they were reusable, they usually get pretty damaged. But as far as a lot of older schools, they don't have a whole lot of budgets, so they can only swap the old stuff for the new stuff. And the cool thing is that someone can come along and scoop up 4 or 5 of them and give them as presents to extended family, or even give as donations to people who could actually use them and have no other way of getting them.
So basically, the computers that you recover here can be used as a substitute for a new computer. They're still just as efficient, they still work as well.
Absolutely.
And what do you think is your favorite part about the idea of recycling computers? What do you get out of it personally?
It's to be able to use something rather than go buy something new. More exciting perhaps is somebody who has an old computer sitting around the house that they can get a part out of and bring back to life and use again, or make a computer for kids who wouldn't have a computer typically. Just being able to use it rather than waste it, rather than to just throw it off to the side, to be able to use it and make use of something.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bruns, very much for your time. This has been Alaina with Technology is Broken, How to Fix IT in Your Business.